Welcome to Fresh New Look. Yes, and welcome back to another episode of Fresh New Look. It is your boy Fresh.
And sitting in. Some may know me as Euro. Some may call me Low.
Oh God, he's doing. Okay, go ahead.
I go by Lawrence for my friends. And y'all friends here today. You my friend now. Y'all could call me Lawrence.
Yes. Today my boy Judge is not here. He's actually on a trip, and our DJ as well, DJ Fob, is currently not here. And wish you a happy birthday as well, Fob. You know, today we have a special guest. 5 years NFL pro. Now as well, doing real estate. He's a real estate. And on top of that, he runs his own foundation, including he got his own clothing brand. You know, we're going to talk about that clothing brand as well. Memorii brand, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. My boy Mack Brown.
Man, appreciate you guys.
Oh, yeah.
No
I
problem,
appreciate you coming in, you know. So, Mac, tell us exactly where you were from, like growing up.
So I was born in Decatur at DeKalb Medical.
DeKalb Medical.
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up in Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Stone Mountain. So tell us a little bit about growing up in Stone Mountain, you know.
And you know, Stone Mountain is a fun area to grow up in. You know, coming from athletic backgrounds, there's a lot of kids outside, so you know, going outside to school and racing your best friends, you know, to keep you in that competitive edge. So that's one thing I love about Stone Mountain. Of course, it's kind of hard growing up a lot of kids now as grown men, grown women locked up or even dead. But I was fortunate to be around a good group and also a great foundation from home just to, you know, stay focused and keep my goals pointed at first place. That's the main thing in life, you know, write your goals down and accomplish your goals. So that's the main thing in my life growing up.
Okay. So, I mean, you went to high school in Martin Luther King, right?
So I started off in Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain.
Reading high school.
Reading high school.
So I went to 9th grade, 10th grade. Then I
Ninth grade.
Transferred to MLK.
Okay. So you was playing ball there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So your first love was football?
You know what? My first love was baseball growing up.
Baseball. Okay.
Yeah.
What position?
Center field, shortstop.
Okay.
Center field. Oh, so definitely shows the speed of your athletic ability. I played every position except for center field.
First base?
I played first base, second, third, first. I said first already. Pitcher, catcher. I made it to the All-Star game as a catcher. You know.
How you make it an all-star game as a catcher? You just catch everything that they throw?
I was one of the best catchers in the league, and
I mean,
on
but
top of
hold on.
catching is different, bro. And I could hit.
Just
I was
indulge
a
me
great
real
hit.
quick. Just indulge me real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
When I watch baseball, the catcher, their only purpose is to catch the balls the pitcher
See,
throws.
you think so, but the catcher is the ones that is like the quarterback for the whole squad. So he's making sure everybody is right, lining up right as the infield and the outfield, because they know exactly where the person's hitting the ball majority of the time. And on top of that, he's telling the pitcher where to locate the ball at, where's the best pitch to pitch, you know?
Okay.
Catchers, they get chosen all-star games to throw the ball out. Like basically like a guy steal base.
Mm-hmm.
If you throw the ball, the guy second base, third base. So,
Exactly.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know,
it's a hard position.
exactly. It's very hard, you know? Exactly.
Got you.
And you don't realize how hard that, you get a splinter. If you get a splinter in your hand, it's the worst ever. You know, being a catcher. I'm serious. You get splinters all the time.
Hey, man,
and
I ain't never done it. I'm taking y'all word for it.
Baseball growing up?
The thing is, like, I always said if I had to do over, I would have chose baseball. Because baseball, I could play for like 25 years, no real injuries.
You're not joking like basketball. You're not getting hit like you in football. It's a different type of sport.
Yeah, I would have definitely played. I think I would have been alright at baseball if I actually would have.
You probably like a pitcher or third baseman.
Yeah, if I would have actually played, but I was in the city. It was basketball. Ain't nobody look at no baseball players. And then girls wasn't checking for baseball players. So I was like,
You grew up in Cleveland.
I grew up in Cleveland.
That's up north.
Yep.
Down south, down south's kind of like you be fast, or like a lot of people on track, or they play football, they play baseball down here. There's a lot of basketball players that is in the NBA now from Georgia, but also just mainly it's a baseball, football state.
Yeah.
I found out that it was like the South was really football from Friday Night Lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what taught me like how the football culture is, and that was high school.
Show?
No, the movie.
That's Texas.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly, yo.
People don't know football in Georgia just caught up with Texas and Florida. Because when I went to college, University of Florida, a lot of guys playing year-round football.
What?
We didn't do year-round football when I was in high school. You know,
Oh,
like basketball.
Yeah. I know a year-round
Florida-
basketball.
Florida actually, okay.
Years, bro. Like, you watch
Okay.
Florida, they got games in April. That's a real game from two different teams.
Wow.
We doing it now the last 3 years.
Because that's how it was in baseball and basketball.
Yeah.
In New York as
yeah.
well, you know, like
Yeah.
you started 7 to 8 years old playing baseball and basketball, you know, and football. I later on in life, that's when they start doing like junior leagues and stuff like that, but they never really had it. You just had to go to high school. That's when you finally start playing football.
Yeah, I was on 8-ball.
Exactly, you know,
Yeah.
unless you went upstate New York, you know, that was different. But in the city, no, you didn't really see that much.
Yeah, so down south. In Georgia, we just started about 3 or 4 years ago now. Guys play football from January all the way through January.
That's
It's
crazy.
literally all year long.
That's wild.
Wow.
So it's like an AAU football
It
team.
is. So they do 7-on-7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes too, they do like a scrimmage in spring. We didn't do that growing up. We had spring ball, but we scrimmaging ourselves in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now they have a whole jamboree. It might be a team going in, play a team with the Cavs. So like football now is year round. That's why you might see a lot of guys got ACL injuries because
Yeah.
the dynamics of football is you run track in off season, play basketball, and play football in football season.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now
it's,
guys just playing football.
ain't that hard on your body to play football
exactly.
all year round?
And you know, you putting so much toll on your body. You know, all those hits.
Especially
You
if you're
know?
like a safety or whatever position that tackle, you tackling niggas all year.
Spring ball, you don't really talk about that.
Okay.
Okay.
But still, just the
So when you say
the
7 on
cutting.
when you say 7-on-7, like what is 7-on-7? Like is flag football type of thing?
It's like flag football.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
in touch, but it's intense though because you think about it, you gotta still make them aggressive cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
40% injuries in football be non-contact.
Non-contact. Yeah.
From aggressive cuts, if you don't put your foot placement down the right way, if your hips too tight, your ankles stiff, you try to make a cut, and you got hyperextended knees or ACL. So there's so many things going on with sports. That's why I tell people now, listen, man, let's train your body the right way. So we do defective training, so you won't get hurt.
Right.
Not effective training, defective, so you won't get no injury. That's the thing about sports. You know, a lot of guys train now, they do a lot of feet work all day, or you know, they do things that's not gonna keep you
Yeah.
healthy. Really.
Okay.
Got you.
So you train, you gotta, build your muscle up and really go back old school. Get in the pool, swim, do
Yeah.
yoga, drink water,
So you had to have the right people around you. See,
Yes.
you know, and that's the sad part. You know, some people don't really have the right people around their camp to teach these kids the right way, what to do. You know, so piggyback on that, like, how did you become a Florida Gator? You know, coming from Georgia. You know, like I know a lot of people. That's like one of the big rivals right there. Florida versus Georgia, you know, and like, did you have family that looked at you like, yo, are you serious? You went to Florida?
Man,
You could have went to UGA.
well, my family, they all came from up north, so like,
Okay.
whatever I pick, that's what they rock with.
Yeah, exactly.
But I had a lot of friends and coaches and mentors look at me like, why you going to Florida over Georgia?
Yeah.
But at the time, I did have my grandmother. She was alive, and she lived in Ocala, so it's like
Okay.
45 minutes from Gainesville, and I had a lot of aunts and cousins down there, so I had family away from home.
So it's an easier transition.
Yeah, it
I
is.
understand.
And Florida at the time, 2008, 2009, I went to college in 2010. We was Alabama football at that time. We won 2 national championships in 3 years. We had Best coach in college, Urban Meyer. We had guys going first round year after year. And then, Florida's ranked top 10 in public education and universities around the country. So it was no brainer going to Florida. Hot weather. And just get away from, I didn't want to be too close to home. I wanted to kind of grow as a man in college,
That's respect, man.
Yeah.
You had a lot of big names that came from your school, You had Mike Pouncey.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
Mike, you had your boy that you still friends with, right? Trent Brown, right?
Yeah, my big boy Trent.
Trent, man, I seen him at Apple. I was going to Apple to get a couple years ago. I was trying to get my phone fixed. He walks in. I'm like, kids, I cut Mac a couple times, and his boy Trent came. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, giant, bro.
Boy is like 6'6", 6'7".
Like 6'9".
Excuse me, yeah, exactly, 6'9". And I'm only 5'11". I'm like
giant,
this. Bro. I'm like this, and weighing like 330.
He a giant.
330.
330.
He a giant. In basketball, you see somebody 6'9", they skinny.
But the crazy thing,
he a giant, bro.
And he have a baby face.
Yeah.
So you just see him and you like, he's young, but he's huge as hell. That's a grown ass man already.
Man, 6'9", 3 something. Yeah,
yes.
They do, boy.
Yeah.
Like
he was swagged up, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He was swag.
He like this. He be swag.
That's a dude you see in the club, 6'9", 300. He bump his plate, drink clean. That's cool. My bad.
Exactly.
That's my bad for opening to you. Being in your way. My bad.
We go to like a restaurant or we walk in the mall. People literally stare at him, bro. Back then in college, we didn't have money in college, so they stare at him anyway. He's a giant. But now, when they look at him, they're like, I know he played pro ball.
Yeah.
And people stare at him all the time, bro. Big dude, always keep a smile on his face. Well, he be clean though, clean as a whistle.
Nah, it's true. So, like, how's the college, like, being in Florida, the Gators, playing for 4 years. Playing for 4 years.
He almost got close. I said, hold on, stop this interview.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I almost said it. But
it was cool, man. Competing with a high level of athletes every day. People always say, people out of Florida are the best athletes in the world in football.
Do you believe it?
I got my bias theories on it. I feel like Georgia got the best athletes in football, but there's a lot of athletes I played with from Florida, and they still playing. They are playing great ball. But we have a lot of athletes also that played at Florida that's from Georgia, like Cam Newton. There's a lot of guys. And you look at Joe Hayden, he's from Maryland. So I mean, the thing about being at Florida, it's like you're gonna get the best athletes around the country, no matter what. The best athletes. So every day in practice is like a real game. So like a lot of my young boys I mentor now, they top guys in their position. But I tell them all the time, I say, listen, I know you guys don't go to SEC, but you gotta think about your body. If you're going to be in the game every day in practice trying to compete for that job, why not go to the Big Ten? It's a little slower. Those guys up north not as fast as guys down south, You find a couple guys up north that's fast, but in SEC, you're going to get the fastest guys from every part of the world every day in practice. So
you see, like, I can say this because I'm from upstate. Reason why you don't see too many people actually came from playing football and stuff is because
basketball, brother. Right?
Basketball, baseball, and they run in the streets, and shit. That's the only reason. Like, so I always say, like, if a lot of people that come from upstate, like your family as well, they come back, they come to the South because they like, you know what? I know it's a better living to raise my family, So I could raise my family down here and they could experience life instead of just going and running around, because there's so many things that could happen in New York, especially being upstate, So that's I could say that's a one flaw about upstate New York. I mean, not even upstate New York, period.
That's New York. I'm just saying Big Ten as far as like,
Oh, Big Ten.
Big Ten is like Indiana, you got
Michigan.
But being down south is legit. It's more speed down south. That's why
it's true.
Texas, Oklahoma, they want to go to the SEC.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys like, I want to play at Florida, I want to play at Georgia. I mean, you can do that. You will be a great player, but you see a lot of guys transitioning to the Big Ten and they're killing it. Like, look at one of my young boys at Iowa right now. He went to Iowa, start running back, Goodson. And this man probably gonna be no joke, first round pick. Great running back.
They played well last night
Look,
too.
he was way faster than everybody in the Big Ten. He trained with the top track coach in Georgia, and now just last year in college, 3-0. So like I said, a lot of kids now like let's just try it, you know. Look at the Big Ten.
Speaking of that, the 3-and-out. Do you think it will ever get to a point where they taking kids out of high school in football?
Nah, see, I can't see that. I mean, it's some kids you might.
You hear the discussion. The discussion has wrapped up in the past couple of years. I've been hearing it.
And the way kids train now with year-round football, it can happen. But I mean, football, your body's so underdeveloped. But
And go ahead.
it's crazy. That's home school. I know it might be crazy, but in college football, your body aged in those 2 years. I think times 2.
Exactly. I could agree.
In college, I felt like I was 26.
Mm.
I
When I got
got
to the pros, my body felt younger again. Because college is school all day long. You have weight trainers, heavyweight all day, and then you got to practice. So like kids' bodies age just so fast. So football just will decrease, and they did the 2 years to be eligible for the pros.
that's why I feel they should do 2 years. Yeah, I don't feel like it should be like the max 3 because there's some kids that you already, they already ready. You know, exactly. Exactly. You know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I agree because you dealing with grown men in the NFL. You know.
Yeah, it's some
With
grown men.
kids, exactly. You know, they ready to tear your head off. You know. So
Yeah, I ain't never played football for that exact reason. I went to practice my freshman year. I was a wideout. I caught like 6 passes. Did a slant route, went through that, got hit, and I was like, nah.
see, I don't know.
Nope.
When I played football, I love to hit. You know, I love. The crazy thing is, the coach wanted me as a running back, and I was like, no. My favorite, because I wanted to hit you. I didn't want to get hit. You know, so my favorite play at that time was John Lynch. You know, so exactly. So I always wanted to be a safety. You know, every time he tackled, you heard a bow. You know, so that was my thing. I just love to smack
Bruh,
somebody.
my thing was you hit me like that and I can't get up and fight you. Like I have an issue with that. Like I have an issue with that. Like that's not cool. That's not cool.
Some guys live just to knock somebody out.
Yep.
On the defensive side of the ball. Me, I like running back because I can hit somebody also.
You can spin out.
Like, it's like a zone you get into when you play like a high level.
Yeah.
And I first time I got in that zone, I was probably like 9 years old. When you run the ball and everything around you, like
You slow down.
So I see people's eyes, I can see people bodies moving different ways, and I'm making my cuts. And that's the thing for me about football is the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
When you see people, you make people miss, and they drop it to the ground. You see somebody's eyes look at you, you make eye contact,
And you just cut them.
you know, it's different things in football. Football is fun though.
Yeah.
But when you lose that edge of slowing the game down, and you can't move like your body, how your mind wants your body to move, that's when you gotta sit down for football.
Okay. So after Florida, you was a free agent. You know, unrestricted free agent. You know, then you get signed by the Houston Texans, and then you just told me that you was there for practice, and then you end up signing with the Washington football team now. They call, you know. Yeah, exactly.
How that happened was my senior year at Florida. My junior year at Florida, I led the team rushing. So going into that season, you know, I told my pops like, you know, I don't think it's gonna go my way this year. I might need to transfer. So I was trying to transfer for my senior year. So I doubled up on my classes my spring semester, so I graduated early. But you know, back home, my pops he didn't want me to transfer, so I stayed in Florida. And
Do you think that was a good decision?
Nah.
Listening to your pops.
see, at that time, you don't want to disrespect your parents.
Yeah.
But I know for sure you can feel the vibe of spring ball. You know,
Yeah.
MVP of spring ball game, but once you got the summer workouts, I wasn't on top of the depth chart. So I
Yeah.
already knew what was going on because it happened before. I was like, you know what, it's not gonna go my way this year.
Sometimes you gotta go for your
Go for
gut.
that.
Go with your gut, man.
So my senior year, you know, I had 6 carries my whole senior season. Well, I had 8 carries,
Mm.
and 5 came from the first game of the season.
Wow.
I had 5 carries for like 62 yards, and I played again to like Alabama game.
Okay.
They put me against one play against Alabama. We lose by 30, and I caught a pass and got hit. Game over. And I didn't touch the ball again until bowl game. So that's how my senior year went. So going to the pros, I had no teams wanting to it worked me out. So
Just an underdog.
all season pro day, that's the biggest thing for me. So I was like, you know what, I have no stats my senior year, so I gotta show up pro day.
Yeah.
I gotta run good 40. I gotta have my body looking right. I gotta do good at the bench. So that's what I did. Showed up pro day, and still, teams look at me, but I ended up getting a call from the Texans the last day. Some guy was went for a workout, he didn't go. So in the pros, they give you a 2-day workout. And the 2-day workout, they got mandatory strict fringes, and they got camp bodies. The camp bodies is guys that trying out for the team, but you only got 2 days for the rookie camp. So in the 2 days, I probably made 3 guys fall to the ground, and I probably scored 3 times. After that day, Coach Bill O'Brien at the time, he was the head coach for Texas. He said, man, the way you look in practice, we're going to release one of our main rookies, and we're going to sign you. And they signed me, and I was signed there almost the whole summer until one of the D-line guys got hurt. Memorii. The last I in, first I out. So
Yeah.
pros. So they released me, and they called me back for training camp. But by that time, Washington called also. My agent said, let's go to Washington.
Okay. So Washington was the best bet, and
Just started my career.
that's good. I remember that game that you went off on against the Oakland Raiders, right? It was Oakland Raiders when you had like 150 yards or so. What team?
Raiders had a good game that game too.
Yeah.
The team you talking about is the Bucks.
Okay, it was the Buccaneers when you.
49.
Yeah, that was a good game. I was watching that game. I'm sorry, I'm a Giants fan, so I always root for against the Redskins. So when I was watching the game, I was like, damn, I should have picked him up in fantasy right there. So playing 5 years now, getting out, and a lot of people like mindset, they only thinking about football and they not thinking about the end game, so you end up becoming a real estate, doing real estate investor. I know I said it wrong at the beginning, don't look at that. Anyway, you can help me sometimes too if I do say something, but anyway, so
my question is, how do you equate the experiences that you had in football as far as those trials and tribulations, things you had to overcome, equate that and the similarities and parallels to the real estate game?
You know what, like, for instance, in football, you do all you can. You have a good game 1 week, and just like college, you have a good game 1 week, you pitch next week, and you don't know why it's going on like that. Like, what's going on? And it make you want to quit. So, compare that to real estate. Last year we had the deal, and the deal we had, it was done, actually this year, we had the deal done, supposed to close on Friday. And we got to the Friday, the guy in the closing, the same deal we had, going to the closing turn on Friday, Thursday afternoon. So the day before he closed his deal in Texas, the day before we closed in Atlanta. That's illegal. We could have taken the court like this, man. We had the money in the escrow. We supposed to close Friday, and you close somebody else on Thursday. And stuff like that hurts you. You got people got to pay your company, but just like football, and life, life's tough. It's just about like how hard you want to go. Just like in church today, pastor saying like a lot of people in church feel like they can't have no ambition. And ambition is different. You have selfish ambition, or you can have a relentless ambition. Relentless means I can get knocked down 10 times, but I'm going to get up 11 times. So I know I'm going to get knocked down 10 times, but I'm going to get up twice for that 10 times. So that's the thing about life, and that's why I compare real estate to football, because it's so competitive. And you will lose deals, and you will mess yourself up, and especially the side of real estate, we do renovations. So if you don't have the right numbers, you be in with your shirt cut off,
So how many years you been doing this so far?
Real estate so far, we started in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, I did a little bit of real estate. I did wholesaling.
That was great too.
Yeah, I did wholesale. I got out of it because that thing game is cutthroat, and then Zillow messed up a lot of my money,
That's
man.
the thing about it. Zillow, see, what people don't know about real estate is Zillow, you can't go by those numbers.
So break down Zillow, because I know,
Zillow do a property specific. They got a property 555 Hayarn Boulevard.
Okay.
Zillow might put a property at 175. Zillow would be $15,000 off, under or $15,000 up over the price. So the thing about wholesaling is you want to make sure you know your numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So with wholesaler, you see a property here on Boulevard, you want to know the comps area. So the comps at 340, and you see the house need about $80,000. Renovation costs inside. You got to track 8,000 at 340. Also, you got to track the money that you want to make on that property. So that's the thing about wholesale. You want to make sure that the investor you sell it to, you want to get 65% of the ARV. So you have to do the ARV. So
ARV is what?
After renovation of value.
Yeah, that's it. So a lot of things what I do is I do if it's 340
Mhm.
comps, I do 340 times 65% in my calculator.
Okay.
Come up with that number. That's the number I'm gonna try to sell it to the investor for. And that's wholesaling. But right now, if you are in the wholesale game for a lot of people, it's a good time to do it because with COVID going on and it's a lot of foreclosure properties coming up now.
Yeah.
So my main thing is if you're a minority or if you're anybody, you want to help out these people that's about to lose their homes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they be lost right now, like, well, I'm going to keep my property, and they end up losing their property, and they're on the street. But why not know the wholesale game? You can get somebody that's going to lose their property no matter what, a $20,000 to $50,000 check to take on and move to another home, and now you got this property for a great value, wholesale price.
Yeah, my thing was it was right before like COVID hit, like March. I want to say I did my last deal November of 19.
20 is hard, bro.
Yeah, I did I got out before it happened. Yeah.
20 is hard. 20 is a hard year.
Yeah, I got out. I stopped doing it at the end of 2019. I did a deal, and the deal after that, I was like, yo, I might need to take a step back for a minute. I had a deal on the table. Zillow called the people. They they gave these people so much money for their house. They gave them like 45% over what they was asking.
Wow.
And of course you're gonna take it. I would have took it. And I was like,
yeah, definitely gonna take it. That's why you have your numbers. Did you have it under contract?
yeah, I had it under contract. But the thing is, it was like the guy, because I had a partner. I was doing it with. He was ready to go. He was like, yo, I'm about to leave. He was like, I don't feel like, because we going back and forth with the person and everything like that. They pleading with us like, yo, please. Like, they offering us this, that. I was like,
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, you want to do, and it was like that make you want to get out of real estate for a while. Like, we did a flip last year, and to get our guys to work, they had some new properties they working on at once. It was just mind-boggling. Like every month we're losing money. I'm like, it takes long to get the property done, but the best thing in hindsight was the longer we waited, the market kept changing. When we sold it in April, the market was at a stagnant price, and now we sold it in July. When I tell you we sold it for like 35,000 more than we was asking for.
oh yeah.
So that's why we waited a little longer. So that was the great thing about real estate game is just the numbers, man. You wait one more day, even wholesale. You wait one more deal, you break wide open.
Making me want to
See,
might have to go get back into
kids,
wholesaling.
There's more to all these sports. You could do actually more other things. There's real estate. You actually you created your own clothing brand too.
Yeah.
Memory brand, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that one as well.
So Memory brand started back in 2018.
Okay.
And
How-
I created Memory brand because of go ahead.
No, you right.
No,
That's
sorry.
exactly what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, so I created Memory brand because of what I've been doing in college.
Logo right here.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
I like that. What's the meaning of this? What's it says?
The quote on the hat says, "I engage my fears to fulfill my dreams."
I like that.
Let me see.
Starting business is scary, starting family is scary. So I feel like so many fears you go through every day, but if you engage your fears to fulfill your dreams, life will become easy. Life's never easy, but it'll become easier. So they change that.
Mm-hmm.
But I created Memory brand back in 18 because when I get to college, college I feel like that really changed my career in the field. Like even when I played football this year, as a free agent, even though you 5 years pro, they still look at you as that free agent that came in the league.
Yeah.
You're a first, second round, third round pick. You can enter one time in pro ball. You get second, third chances. But as free agent, you can enter one time, you're done. So like, this is why I did the turtle because I wanted to teach people patience. You watched Looney Tunes back in the day when Bugs Bunny was in the turtle. Always win.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bugs Bunny always so far ahead, then he could fall asleep, playing around, then the tortoise end up coming back, winning the game. Yep.
Yeah, so that's why I did memory. What animal or amphibian has the best memory? It's a turtle.
Mm-hmm.
So I incorporated this last launch with the turtle name on him. And M means memory, and the turtle means patience. So we wanted to do that last launch was put the turtle on the end laying down. You think about it, if you relax your mind in a chaotic environment, like I said again, life become more easier. But life's not easy, it's slow your mind down a little bit. That's why you see the turtle relaxing. And we did a graphic tee about 5 months ago, and the turtle laying on the hammock. So like when life's going around fast, like you in a big city like New York, cars moving every day, subway trains moving. But you join that turtle right from a beach environment, right on the middle of Madison Square Garden, or Manhattan, on a hammock, you see the turtle in a whole different environment. He's relaxed in a city that don't sleep. So I want to let people know about life. Just stay patient. No matter what you're going through, you're going to accomplish it. That's the main thing.
That's dope. That's dope. So you're a man that do a lot of things as well. So you even a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
How you what made you transfer and want to be a motivational speaker?
I never really transferred myself to it.
It just came to you.
Yeah,
natural.
like when I was playing college ball, pro ball, back home, being from the CAD, a lot of the teachers I knew growing up from my parents or just that taught me they wanted me to come back to their schools and speak to their students. And I have so many different places in different schools, people started bringing my name up for different events. So I started doing it more and more, and I became pretty good at it. I just take my life and just try to compare it to other people's lives. And I know we all different, but we all the same in the same way. We all have one heart. We all have 2 feet. Some people, we all have 2. We all born the same, put it like that.
Exactly.
And we all put our clothes in the same way. So I feel like if I'm going through something, let me take what I'm going through and compare to yours. And yours might be more rational than mine, but let me really see if I can help you out. And let you see what I see every day. So that's my main thing, just to try to motivate people to make sure they know that life is hard, but you always move forward no matter what. As long as you got your 2 feet in and you committed to whatever dream you have, you will accomplish that dream. It's not according to your date. The date that God has for you is the date that's going to happen. So that's the main thing.
I like that. So, as well, you in school right now, getting your MBA.
Yeah.
How long you been in school, working on that?
Man, I started back in 2019?
Like I said, this man is out here.
2020. 2020, yeah.
What you getting your MBA in?
So I'm doing real estate development and finance. I'm doing double masters.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like in college, playing college ball, whole lot to you. My major in college, undergrad.
Business management, business management or something like that.
I did YCS, so people ask me, I always say YCA. I can't do that with undergrad. And I want to give myself a challenge, go to school, but I won't lie to y'all, my GPA undergrad was pretty low. I wasn't that good at math in college, so I had 2.4. So getting to the MBA program, I had to do a longer route. I had to do a bridge program. Inside the bridge program at Liberty University, you got to have a 3.0 or higher just to get to the MBA. So I had to keep a 3.3 for a whole 6 months to a year to get into the MBA program. So now I'm on my third semester of my MBA and still at 3.3.
No, it's dope.
You see how his clothing brand is going into college. Like he said, he didn't have a great math and everything. He had to go back and take everything and work hard to get to where he at now.
Yeah.
And you graduated in next year, right?
Yeah, I graduate in December of next year, 2022. Like I told y'all before, I wasn't good at math, but finance is a whole different level of math.
Yeah.
But I want to give myself a challenge. We all don't live that long, so why not learn this hard thing in my mindset? Because it is hard to me. Why not learn it now? Really learn how money moves and teach people under me how money moves. So by the time you get my age, you be way more advanced than I am. My main thing is to encourage people that's under. I have no kids yet, but we want to have kids soon. So I want to make sure my kids are ready.
Okay.
Prepared for the world.
So that sounds like you about to propose eventually.
Oh man.
To your young lady.
I feel it.
Okay.
I do feel it.
That's a great thing, man.
Yeah, you shouldn't say today. My wife thought I was proposing on Christmas. I waited the day after, but yeah, because she was expecting it on Christmas, so I waited the day after.
That's dope.
That's dope, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
I,
Yeah, that's really dope, man.
I respect that, you know.
So, question for, let's say you got, so last year was hard on everybody. You do so much. You do real estate. You do the clothing line. What would a guy fresh out of college, don't really know his direction, what would you try to sway him in saying, hey, this would possibly be a path for you to, make some money and be well off in?
It depends how the conversation goes first.
Okay.
It depends if you're introvert or extrovert. That's one thing too. And
Let's say extrovert. Not too many of them around right now coming out of college, but extrovert.
Yeah.
if you're extrovert, I'd tell him, he graduated already, right?
Yeah. Undergrad.
So if you're extrovert, I'd tell him, definitely do something that you can engage with people every day. Because your main strength comes from speaking to people. Extrovert, your main strength comes from, challenging yourself or re-energize yourself by being alone. So extrovert, you want to speak to people. So basically, I look at the different careers of speaking. If he really likes speaking, I'll tell him to do like maybe broadcasting or, if he likes speaking and he's a salesman, I'll tell him to do maybe real estate. A lot of people I tell them to do real estate anyway because number one, revenue in the world right now is real estate.
And that's the number one key to wealth.
Definitely. So that's why I tell them to do that for sure. It just depends which part of real estate you want to do. And
What would be the lowest bar entry into the real estate?
lowest part entry real estate right now, I say you learn about wholesaling, but you want to make sure. A lot of people wholesale makes a lot of money actually, but if he's young, he's trying to make money right out of college. He need definitely have revenue coming in while he's trying to wholesale. So wholesaling, you need to have a job while you're doing it because if you're not making money while you're trying to find a deal, you lose out on a lot of money. So, man, in him is I'd be like, you know what? Don't stop doing school. He has an undergrad degree. I'll tell him to take some online classes or her to take online classes to keep the education going and challenge yourself while you're still in education mode, but also have a job at the same moment. So, the expert, I definitely tell him to real estate, for sure.
Okay.
And as well, you have your own foundation. Like talk to a little bit about that. What is it all about?
Yeah, so my foundation is called Built Up Foundation. We launched it also in 2018. And Built Up Foundation is all analyzed behind like how much can you withstand. In my community growing up, a lot of schools I mentor, a lot of kids are living with their grandparents or single parents with their moms and Section 8 homes. And a lot of kids, the only time they have a meal is at school. So we don't even build tough. It's like build forward. It's like how much can you withstand? How many times you get knocked down? How many times you get back up? So that's why I wanted to name it build tough because I feel like I've been through a lot growing up. But I know a lot of people have been through what I've been through, but maybe or even more.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about for the sports background.
Yeah.
You love sports and football. You feel like your dreams being snatched away from you, and that's what means built tough me. And I feel like I kind of am an example of not playing my senior year and still makes it close to 5 years. So that's why I want to name my foundation Built Tough because I feel like if you give the kids a mindset now, they know they're going through this trauma in their early lifehood or early childhood. If they go through that trauma now, and you teach them how to rule what they're going through, make sure they withstand any type of trauma, and they continue to fight for their dream. And life be better for a lot of kids. A lot of kids now they feel like if they're not the smartest person in class or they're not the most handsome, most pretty person in class, they might drop out or they might have anger issues, and that's why I like a lot more primary going on now. More young kids doing it because they're not in school. So that's why now we're going to get in that society, get into that community, tell kids, listen, you can do more than you think you do.
You do more mentorships as well, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of kids nowadays. They don't really got people to talk to, and that's the sad part. There's a lot of things that's one thing I love about me cutting here. Like I get to talk to the youth and get to pick their brain and see what they doing as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
especially speaking of talking to youth, I actually talked to a kid this week, and he's doing electrician. You know, he's going to school for it. You know, and he was talking, and he, you know, we was talking for a second, and then it was on his mind, and you know, he knew he could talk to me, and he was like, you know, what you think? I was thinking about just getting my certificate instead of just finishing, you know. And I was like, why would you get just your certificate? You know, he was like, because I want to be able to have it now, and you know, do side gigs and get money. You know, and exactly. You know, and you know exactly. And I was like, I totally understand that, but when you do that, a lot of people's gonna blackball you. You know, they're gonna look at it like, oh, you know, I could give you for this amount. You know, exactly, because you're not licensed, and you don't got your certification and stuff. You know, and you're gonna keep on dealing with people like that. But when you have your certification, you could charge your price. Your price is your price because exactly, you know, exactly, exactly. You know, and the problem is a lot of the kids is seeing the social media, seeing people flashing the money right now, and the kid's only 21 years old, you know. And I was like, bro, have a 5-year plan. You know, by the time you're 26, you already have these written down, and you're ahead of a lot of people, you know. And then I told him, I was like, you know, start changing the people around you as well. You know, you know, and that's like the main thing as well. You know, you have to start being around people that actually making more money than you and doing better things than you. You know, exactly. You know, because that will help you get further in life as well. You know, because if you're talking to a kid that's doing the same thing as you or less than you, they're gonna just say,
or jealous of you.
It's facts. Yeah, exactly. Or jealous of you.
That's a big thing.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, you got to protect your energy. And I was telling him that, you know, exactly. You know, and I told him, I was like, you know, those is powerful because they like, shit, fuck that. Yeah, get your certificate, because they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they just want you to stop doing whatever you're doing because you it looks like you're surpassing them.
I mean,
you know.
Let's think about this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my birthday was September 24th, so I remember.
Happy belated.
Appreciate it. I remember a week for my birthday. I'm like, I'm about to go to the Bahamas. You know, we went to the Bahamas. You know, I knew the next week we going to New York. I went to New York. You know, what I'm trying to say is, life go by so fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it felt like those 2 trips felt like it was back to back. It was back to back. 2 weeks, you know, a week apart, but. In hindsight, I feel like those 2 weeks, 14 days, felt like 2 days. I feel like I just landed in Atlanta from Bahamas. I feel like I just landed in Atlanta from New York. Mm-hmm. So in real world, you know, we see 2 weeks go by in less than 2 days. It's really 14 days.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So a lot of people, they're not patient.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I went back to school. I'm like, you know what? It's gonna go by fast. I know it's gonna be hard, but already I'm already 1 year in the program. And if I would have kept pushing off, like, well, you know what? I need to make more money in my business. And instead of going back to school, maybe lose more money. I'm comparing that situation to the kid. You know, he want to get certification work now, but if you wait a little longer, just a couple months more or another year more, you make way more than you think you'll make. You know.
And you're thinking about the end game too. The end game
so I'm
too.
just happy, like, the life go by so fast. I feel like, you know, one of my best friends, he passed away a couple years ago in 2019, and I feel like I still feel that feeling. It felt to me like last month. This way, 2021 going to 2022.
Yeah.
So I feel like if people really like realize how fast time goes by, they can realize, like, listen, man, just slow your mind down. Don't compete with people on social media.
But that's hard though, because we live in a microwave society though, because that dopamine that they've given us from social media that people live for likes, people live for notifications. Like that dopamine that people get from that, they're not thinking about the end game. They're thinking about what I can do to generate that now.
Yeah, but those people that's on social media, a lot of the big guys or big ones, like major, powerful women and men, they put the work in, man. I mean, not that. Like, the athletes, of course, they put work in, but as far as the businesswoman, like, you look at Michelle Obama or Hillary Clinton, or you look at, like, Beyonce, they put work in for years before they popped off. You know, a Like,
Shoot, Beyonce was singing since she was 8 years old or so.
look at Michelle Obama. I mean, she wrote one of the best-selling books like 2 years ago, and she been in school for years before she even became, the person she is now. So I tell people all the time, just life moves on, it goes fast. So just jump in how life's moving. Just jump in that same train, and before you know it, you accomplish your goal.
Yeah, you gotta start where you are to get where you trying to go. You definitely gotta start where you are. That's the main thing, because it's so many shit. Really, you can do whatever you set your mind to. It's just like coming up with a plan and executing that plan, having the discipline. Because motivation is bullshit.
Yeah.
Motivation is bullshit.
Yeah.
Motivation is comes and goes. But if you had that discipline,
Yeah, you motivate somebody on a Monday, it motivated for the whole week. I mean, look at this though. You motivate somebody for New Year's. People had their New Year's resolutions.
yep, everybody
You did the gym
motivated.
for the first week. You see the gym packed for 2 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm.
But that third week, the ice cream looked good on Saturday, and I'm done working out. You feel me? So I feel like motivation. You can motivate somebody so many times, but it's discipline. Yeah, discipline's everything. Yeah.
I used to always say my motivation and stuff, but now it's more my inspiration.
Inspirational.
You know?
Inspiring.
Yeah, exactly.
Ambition, like
My
it's
ambition,
your
exactly.
ambition.
You know,
Yeah.
and so I start seeing things a whole lot different. Like I've been getting up, I cut a lot of stuff I used to do, and I actually feel a whole lot better. You know, like my body's changing, my mind's changing. You know, I read a whole lot more. Yeah, it's a good book too. I've been reading that, and on top of that,
Can't Hurt Me is great. I do audio by David Goggins.
Yeah, David Goggins.
I do audiobooks.
Yeah.
I do.
I try that too, but I'm trying to read more as well too.
Yeah.
You know,
Can't Hurt Me is
Can't
a
Hurt Me is a
really
great book.
It's basically about how if you have your mind right, you can overcome any situation in life, period. From running a marathon that you may not physically be able to do. Because he was in Navy SEALs, they the hardest people ever, stuff like that.
He did
Just like
all the training, like every Army training.
He did
you
like
can
Hell
know.
Week like
He
5
did-
times.
Exactly, and he mastered all of them. He's like the only person that did all of that shit. And conquered.
Yeah.
It. Yes.
Audiobook, I feel like is better than the book, because in the audiobook he goes in depth in certain stuff that he didn't put in the book.
You know what? I gotta listen to the audio.
Yeah, the
Check it out too, you know?
Yeah, I do audiobooks because I'll be in the car. Because in the morning time I don't listen to music. In the morning time I gotta feel my mind, because that's when you're most receptive.
Yeah.
So in the morning time, I listen to audio. As soon as I wake up, meditate for 15 minutes. Then when I'm driving around, I'll put on an audiobook, listen to the audiobook, and be ain't that. I started listening to music at the end of the day.
You know what? It's funny you said that, because I was like really playing, and being like at the roster, I was listening to music. I listen to gospel music every morning before I go to the facility, and then when I leave the facility, I listen to like my favorite rap artists.
Mm-hmm.
But since I've been like in my business mode, I probably played music in my car maybe like 4 times in like the last year and a half probably.
Okay.
I still listen to music a lot though. I'm just
Yeah, of
saying,
course,
the car,
of course.
it's just being an entrepreneur. Like I tell people, it's not easy because you gotta-
Social media make it seem like it's easy. It's
Exactly.
not at all.
You
It's
know,
not at all.
You gotta make sure people in your team ready.
Because a lot of people don't
do
see
it.
the hard work.
Man, it's tough. So like, I feel like more now is like your mind is racing more now. So I gotta tell myself every day, just like I'm telling people. Like you said, motivation. I can motivate somebody, but I gotta keep myself motivated, keep my discipline on myself, because some days be hard. I'm like, man, this business is too tough for me. Yeah, man, let me do one thing instead of 2 things. School kicking my ass right now. My GPA is good, but school's so hard for me. Just keeping your mind, at ease is everything. That's why now, like when I'm in the car, I can tell myself sometimes, like I'm thinking about 20 things in 1 second. So what I do now is I get like a balloon on my therapist gave me, my PC therapist gave me. I get a balloon and I blow the balloon like I exhale. And I inhale, exhale. Once I do that a couple times, I'll be back relaxed, If people don't know, if you feel your chest tight as a man or female, then make it stressed out. Your chest tight means your neck will be tight. So once your chest go down, your shoulders go down, then you relax for the day. So that's why. Main thing is keep your mind relaxed and keep your body ready for it.
Well, help me out a lot with that because I be having like I'm running my own company. I got clients. Like literally, I have on my to do list. I have like 9 different things. So
What's the name of your company?
it's experienced amateur. We get into that later. But I write everything down on a to do list. Like I feel like pen and paper is such a relic these days. Because everybody writing this stuff, they notepad and their phone on their computer and stuff like that. Like me writing it down in a little notebook that I carry around all the time, it helps me visualize it and breaks it down easier for me so I could tackle this instead of having all the different things on my mind at once and then trying to knock those off as they come to my mind.
Say one more time. You carry a notepad.
Yeah, I carry a notepad all the time for ideas, for yeah, I carry like writing it down for me it sticks. Writing it down for me it sticks because as human beings you only retain 20% of the things you hear or something like that. It's like 10 or 20%. So that's science. So I know that I'm not gonna remember everything that I think about or I hear about during the day. So if I hear something that's like, oh, let me keep this in mind so I can look it up later or it's gonna contribute to my business, write it down.
Yeah, that's huge.
So,
you gotta write it down with like pencil and paper.
pen and paper.
That's definitely huge.
Pen and paper.
I agree with that 100%.
So,
You know, I look at your IG stories a lot. You read a lot as well. What is the top 5 books that you read at right now that you could give the audience to read?
Books, I'm gonna go 2 books right here. It's gonna be Power I Am by Joel Osteen.
Okay.
2 book by Joel Osteen is Blessed in Darkness. My number 3 book is Relentless, the guy that trained Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
mm-hmm.
My number 4 book I'm gonna give you is Stay Patient in a Chaotic Environment. And my number 5 book it's a tough one. I have about 10 books I like reading. My number 5 book is a book about psychology. I can't think of the title right now, but the book is just teaching you of how you deal with different personalities and how you deal with love and how you deal with partners of all different aspects of life.
I need you to text me all of them too.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to figure out the title last book I text to you, but
Right.
that book really tells you how to like deal with people. If somebody mad at you, they're not really mad at you. If you meet somebody that's mad at you, and you just see them for 2 seconds, they're mad about something else.
Mhm.
So you can't take it too serious.
Yeah, so you bring up patience a lot. I think a book you would really enjoy is Gary V books, his first 2 books, because I'll get you the names in a minute. But like he ain't break out until I don't know Gary V in his 40s. He ain't break out until he was like 35 and stuff like that. But he was putting in the work. Like he was like one of the first people that was putting up videos about wine, talking on YouTube, just talking. Like he put in the work for like a decade
I know
plus.
who Gary Vee is, right?
He put in work for like a decade plus.
Mm-hmm.
And then now he's Gary Vee. But he, like you said, he put in all the work. He was patient because he was just like, I know where this is going. So I think you would like Gary Vee books because he put in the work. I ain't never gonna hold him on that one. He definitely put in the work because man, to be like that now, where he is now, like what he's charging like 150. He like charging upwards to like 100,000 just for speaking engagements.
So Gary Vee, he's part of. So I'm in a group called Power Room.
Okay.
You seen on my Instagram page?
Yeah.
I had that burgundy suit on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Power Room. We meet in Utah. So one of my mentors in real estate, his name is Andrew Cordell. He's huge too. But in Power Room, the acquaintances is Gary Vee and it's a big guy named Tony. It's a big guy named big speaker named Tony.
Tony Robinson.
Tony Robinson. So they're all in the same group. So Gary Vee is huge. Like you look at Gary Vee, look at the guys at Shark Tank. These guys charge so much money for speaking engagements, man. And
His first 2 books were Crush It and Crushing It.
they great books.
Yeah, great books.
Definitely gonna.
Audio books too. I read the audio. I listened to the audio books.
You
Like,
saying
That's Gary. You saying that's Gary Vee?
yeah, his
books
first
too?
2 books. I'm sure he got
Okay.
books after that, but those was the first 2 ones that like stuck with me. Crush It and Crushing It is basically about his his rise to where he is at now, and the patience that he had to go under. Like, man, 40. He ain't have his first breakout until he was like 35. Now this man, as far as like,
He's wealthy, right?
he's wealthy. He's like that guy.
Don't Gary Vee he has like his own sports agency, right?
He got his own sports agency. He has his own media agency. He has his own NFT, like crypto thing. Like, he has a lot.
His huge. I see that.
Yeah, his crypto thing is huge.
Yeah, but his sports agency got a lot of big time players in it too, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, they started off with like signing like a high school player, fresh out of high school playing ball. Now, I don't know if he's gonna be like Rock Nation Sports, but yeah, he getting there.
He has some big names though, man.
Yeah, he getting there. He getting there.
Everybody likes to talk to him too, so you know,
Yeah.
pick his brain.
You saw Gary Vee. I mean, you definitely want to know more about like the business side of the world. Look at these guys in business, man. Like, you know, playing ball, you do make some good money. But these guys, as in the business world, they make so much money. They make it on a daily basis, man. For a long time, like sports. You know, LeBron's been a long time, but sports really, you know, the minimum was 2 years, the maximum maybe 10. These guys in business, they make money for so long, man. So
You seen his LeBron James Innovation Center that they built for him at Nike?
that's amazing, bro.
Man,
It's crazy. It's about Nike, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
the craziest thing is that's why it's like I don't know how you can say whatever about LeBron as a basketball player, but as a human being, you can't knock what he has done for
Yeah, one of the greatest.
like life. Like, that innovation center is crazy. He built a whole school. Like, it's crazy. That innovation school is crazy. That innovation center is crazy. Like, I was looking at him like, yo,
Yeah, like LeBron, he definitely go to everything. Definitely.
Man, we could talk for more hours. We can, but
Right.
I know you got to go. And I'm finished the haircut as well.
Mom called me like 3 times. What's going on in the house? Trying to see-
Yeah.
Whenever you see your sister and your mom come back to back.
Something might be up.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
don't like when I see my sister, my mom call or my dad call back to back. Cause
Yeah.
previous years, I mean, somebody, you know.
Right.
Exactly.
I had to read my text message.
I got you.
Nah, I just understand. I'm going to show in the mirror, but I appreciate Mac you coming and showing us love on this platform. You know, to show you the mirror. I want everybody to please subscribe, like, comment, and share as well. You know, more shares, more comments, more likes is the better we get for the podcast and the growth, you know? And look good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in once again to the latest podcast, Fresh New Look. Lawrence, happy you finally on the camera.
I don't try to get on the camera too much, man, because I don't try to get on camera too much because I got a big personality. I don't want to take over your show, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Like,
Here he go.
I-
Born.
August 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not leaving, though.
I'm a Leo.
You live, okay.
Yeah. So I got real charismatic personality. So, you know, I don't be trying to take over your show. Let you have it, man. Let you have it.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. But thank everybody, and I'll see you soon. Good night.
Thank you.